Technology snafu. Sorry folks, we'll be right back on. We're on right now. Only thing you've missed is the chicken is sizzling. I'll tell you what, it is cooking nicely over here. And we're already browning up nicely, not sticking to the pan. And it smells absolutely wonderful. I wish I could transmit smells over to your nose through the camera, but I can't. But that is cooking up very nicely. And then we're going to check our our steaming vegetables over here for Tanya. Of course, we need to find out from Tanya, does she want them al dente or does she want them kind of mushy? What do you ask her? Tanya, do you want them al dente or mushy?
I like them al
Al
dente.
dente! We should have voted on that. You probably could have said you would have won. So those are cooking nicely. All right, let's go ahead and take this opportunity to wash our pan. Excuse me. We're back. We need to tell Dawn how important it is that we use their liquid soap because it provides the anti-grease, anti-matter kind of soap clean. No, they didn't pay me for that. I'm hoping they might pay me for that later on. All right, so we're going to wash our knife and our fork. Make sure that we get this nice and clean because, again, we don't want to get sick from salmonella poisoning. And so we're going to clean our knife really well. Probably should have just grabbed a second knife, but that's okay. I'm in a real kitchen, not in a studio kitchen, so this is more fun actually. So I'm going to clean my knife up, get that nice and clean. Then I'm going to clean my board and get it nice and clean as well. Did you need something? Alright, so we're going to get that nice and cleaned up. Get all the chicken guts off of that. No salmonella poisoning. That's a good thing. We want to make sure we get all the soap off of it. This is bamboo, by the way. I love cutting on bamboo. It's nice and hard, and so it makes it easy to cut. All right, we're going to rinse some chicken off and add some chicken into the mix. We'll stir that up. Boy, it is smelling tremendous over here. Wish you guys could be here to smell. It is just smelling wonderful. Let me show you where we're at so far. And this is just with Pam. Now this is not with anything else but Pam. Look at that. Tell me that that's not browning well. That is looking stupendous. So, put that back on our fire. Just like that. And let that do its thing. And we haven't had any need for any more Pam either, by the way. So that works out pretty well as well. All right. We're going to check our vegetables that we're hand steaming. And they are coming along very nicely. These are just, again, steamed vegetables that I'm steaming for my wife so she can have those. All right, so let's cut our hard vegetables. We've already cut some zucchini. So let's cut the rest of the zucchini up. Just even slices. Of course, nothing has to be perfect. Just get it sliced up. I'm going to leave these whole. Of course, we have one roll in the sink, so I'm going to grab that one here in a second. Rinse him off. We want to make sure he's nice and clean, no soap on him. All right, let's grab ourselves a paper plate. Put our zucchini on the paper plate. Here's our squash and zucchini we cut earlier. All right, there's our plate. Put that aside. Oops. Grab our other squash, slippery hands, and cut the ends off of that. And again, just nice, as much as even as you possibly can, in circles like you would cut squash normally. This is going to be, again, part of our chicken pasta primavera. Feel free to add a can of tomato sauce if you'd like. I'm not going to. There's sugar-free tomato sauce out there that you can grab a hold of. You can add some spices to it. I'm just going to make one that's kind of just a series of vegetables and I'll stir it up, and that's going to be kind of how we do that. I'm going to leave the cauliflower and the broccoli whole. Let's check our chicken over here. It smells like it's really cooking good. And it is. We're getting a really nice brown on our chicken. Wish you could hear it sizzling. Maybe you can. Alright, and again, just a little bit over 1.5 pounds. And our vegetables over here look like they might be done. Let's take a peek, shall we? Oh, those have steamed nicely. And those are done if we're wanting al dente. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? Yes. All right. Veggie cam, veggie cam, veggie cam. So we'll walk back around over here. And we're going to turn off our fire so we don't burn our hair. There we go. We're just going to spoon these out and put them in the oven so they stay warm, so that when Tanya gets home, she has fresh, steamed veggies. And there we go with that. Didn't take very long, did it? And again, as you can see, just a beautiful medley of veggies. And they smell wonderful. We're going to put these in the oven. Let them just stay warm. All right, back to our chicken. Still not sticking. The secret, I think, to it is by using the Pam on the chicken and using the Pam in the pan, and you heat it up. Now, of course, our spices have kind of stuck back a little bit, so we're going to kind of scrub those off and mix the chicken into it. But our chicken is not sticking at all. It's keeping its outside layer nicely. In fact, that chicken is done. So let's go ahead and grab a couple plates. We're going to turn our fire off. We don't need that for a few minutes. And we're going to scoop our chicken out. Oops. Looks like I'm dropping chicken on the floor. I'll have to throw that out. All right. Throw these in the garbage. But there's our chicken. And it looks absolutely amazing. And it smells amazing. So, let's go ahead and put our chicken in the oven. Keep it nice and warm. Put that right there. Get it ready for in a few minutes. All right, now, we've got all of our hard vegetables ready to go. So, the key to this, and we're going to leave the spices in the pan. We're not going to clean the pan out. We're going to add a little water to this, because we want to soften them, but just enough to fill the bottom of the wok. We don't want to do more than that. And so then let's go ahead and let's add our zucchini and our squash. Add our broccoli. And remember, I'm going to cook the jalapeños separately because I'm the only one that seems to like the jalapeños. So we're going to go ahead and walk this over here. And we're going to put this on another medium, between medium and medium high. We're going to give it a little spray of Pam. All right. And then we're going to stir this up a little bit so we can mix our vegetables up. If you start to run low on water, that's fine. Just add a little more water, but you don't want to over add water because you don't want your veggies to be squishy. We want them to stay a little bit al dente, which means, of course, al dente means we want them to be a little bit hard still. We don't want them super soft. So we've mixed up our vegetables, and we're going to let that kind of cook. Now, if you got a pan or a lid for your wok, feel free to put it on at this point. Cook them down a little bit. Me, I just open them up, keep them cooking like that. Now, I'm going to attack my mushrooms. And I'm going to keep the mushrooms big. I'm just going to quarter the mushrooms so that way I get nice big chunks in my pasta primavera. And so I'm just cutting them in half, and then cutting them in half again. And I'm probably going to cook up about 10 white mushrooms and 10 of my other mushrooms. So again, you notice I'm just cutting. I've already pre-washed my mushrooms. Remember, mushrooms will have some dirt on them, so we may even have a mushroom or two that we've got to wash. But while we're cutting mushrooms up, thought I'd share a funny news story. On Fridays, we do funny news stories and corporate blunders. And one of our funny news stories this week, Denny's evidently was running a all-you-can-eat pancake special at Denny's. Now, of course, I would not partake in that anymore because I have been able to successfully knock off 167 pounds. Of course, I will weigh again on Sunday to see if we've lost any more weight. And so anyways, this person brought her family in and thought that she could order just one order of the all-you-can-eat pancakes and then feed 4 people. And when the waitress came and said, "No ma'am, there's no sharing," the woman got extremely irate and very aggressive and almost to the point of a physical confrontation, stormed out of the store. Well, they called the police and the woman had to come back and pay for her meal. So I guess the moral of the story is if you want to work for Denny's, you better take probably a grappling class from a Marine so that you learn how to protect yourself. Also, another funny story, and I told this on the show, but I'll tell this on here as well. A woman was out duck hunting with her dog named Trigger. She had a Labrador, she has a Labrador, named Trigger, and they were out hunting, and in her duck blind, she sat her shotgun down. Now, how many of you have gone out duck hunting with your dog, and you have sat your shotgun down? Well, she did, and when she did that, she didn't put the safety on. Probably not advisable. Probably should take another hunter's education course. And in not doing so, her dog decided that it was probably a good idea. Oops, I'll be right back inside the camera. Gotta get a plate here. There we go, I'm back. Her dog thought it was a good idea to step on the gun and the trigger, and when she did, she got shot in the foot. The dog hit the trigger hit the trigger, and shot her in the foot. And so she's of course fine and recovering, but you know, just a lesson to show that when you take your dog out hunting with you, put your safety on your gun if you're going to set it down so your dog Trigger doesn't pull the trigger. All right, we've mixed those vegetables up. They've already started to boil, so that's a good thing. And they're going to pick all the spices up from the chicken, so that's really good as well. All right, now we're going to pick up some more of our mushrooms here. And these are baby, and I can never remember the name of these mushrooms, but these are the babies of the normal adult size. And these are baby bellas, is what these are. They're an Italian mushroom, baby bellas. Gives a little color, a little more meat to them than the regular mushrooms. It diversifies our chicken Primavera up a little bit. So same thing, I'm going to cut these into 4s. Put these on the plate there. I'm not going to do quite as many of these. These are baby bellas. They're very meaty. They're very pretty. They're real good for you. We're going to cut those up. Good for an Italian dip. And then we're going to do another one just because. And again, I pre-washed these before I started shooting. All right, so there we go. This is what we have. We have our regular mushroom, and we have our baby bella mushrooms. So there we go. Uh-oh, what do we got? What did I hear? I heard something. Mushroom cam, mushroom cam, mushroom cam. There we go. All right, so we saw the mushrooms up close and personal. So we're going to put these over here next to our fire, because as these begin to continue to cook down, we're going to add those mushrooms in. So our veggies are cooking down nicely. Our zucchini, our squash, our cauliflower, all of us cooking down super nicely. Not time to add the mushrooms just yet. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut up, let's go ahead and cut up some basil first. Now, this I have not washed yet, so we're going to wash that. We're going to probably do